Hello, I'm pastor of Peace to the World Church
in the city of Kharkiv.
I would like to share with you a few powerful testimonies that we have already experienced over the past year of war. As soon as the war broke out, we had to quickly make some kind of decisions, and we made a decision to stay in the city. We didn't go anywhere and started helping people get out of the city to safer places. Started just helping citizens with food. We gave them some basic necessities like
Hygiene
and whatever they really needed at the time. Then slowly our military began to liberate the territory of Kharkiv region. And whenever a village was liberated outside of Kharkiv, we tried to go there right away and bring aid, bring hot food. We did what we were able to do at that moment, whatever our finances and our resources allowed us to do. One day I was going to a village near Kharkiv that was just liberated. I loaded the van with humanitarian aid and drove into the village. And at the checkpoint they told me that they wouldn't let me in because the territory was not being cleared yet, and all sorts of other reasons. I started talking to the military and explaining that there were people there, and I realized where I was going. And I understood that I was risking my life, and that I needed to go there because there were people out there who needed help daily. But the military answered no, you need a permission from the military prosecutor's office, and so on. But I kept talking to him and trying to get him to change his mind. Well, his final answer sounded like no, and I was about to leave. As I was turning around to go,
all of a sudden
his phone rang. He picked up and I realized that the commander was calling him because he was like, "Yes, commander, yes." Then he looks at me and says, "Commander, here's the pastor of the church, and he wants to go to Sirkuni to bring people aid." And he's like, "Yes, understood." And he hangs up the phone and looks at me and says, "Well, that's God for sure, and you can go. You've got an hour there to hand out your aid and come back." I said with a smile on my face, "That's 100% God. He's only one who can do something like this." So I went on and handed out aid, and indeed, people were very happy and they were really looking forward to that moment because they were in great need. There was no water, no food, nothing was functioning. Half of the village was destroyed. I could still see smoke coming up from recently burned buildings. And another one of these striking evidences of God's protection. Olkhovka is another village in Kharkiv region. It too had been occupied, and when we learned that it was liberated, at the time we had no resources or food aid to take there. But we had some things that we could use to make a hot meal and take it to people there, because we knew they were in need, without electricity or water or any source to get their necessities. And we cooked some hot food and went there. The police met us and took us to the village. They put us in the center of the village and told us where to go to get people. Then they drove away. So there we were in the center of the village, feeding people. 100 meters away there was a burned-out Russian APC. We were almost done handing out food when we heard a sound of car engine. We couldn't see the vehicle itself, but we could hear it come and stop. And then we just heard a shot from grenade launcher from behind that APC, and the shell that was flying right towards us. The people all disappeared in seconds. They ran off in different directions and we were left standing there. That thing flew in our direction, hit the road sign, ricocheted off and flew about 7 meters away from us. Then it fell about 30 meters away, smoking, but it never exploded. We froze for a second, but then we finished feeding people, got in the van with our guys and headed back. As we were leaving that place, we was rejoicing at God's presence, because we realized, and I was telling my man, "Guys, God just supernaturally saved our lives. It was His mercy and grace." May God bless everyone with His joy.